Hi there, I'm Rio Barber, and welcome to the first episode of the Daily's Double Shot for 2014. Recently, you may have seen our reporters around campus capturing student life from a student perspective. Check out our multimedia coverage of what's going on this winter quarter. First up, Trey Jackson heads down to the Alaska Airlines Arena to meet some of the men who make up the women's basketball team's practice squad. Next, we check out a unique theater performance put on by the REBATEnsemble. In this week's episode of Film Focus, Alex Hardison and Stolarczuk check out some hopeful Oscar prospects. Then we hit the slopes with Husky Winter sports athletes. And finally, we get a preview of some exciting feature segments for the next episode of our show. All this coming up on the Daily's Double Shot.
Ooh, what is that? Try to see.
Yeah.
I'll see you there. Okay.
Hi, I'm Teresa Jackson, also known as Trey, and in my piece, I got a chance to take a look at the dedicated men who make up the women's basketball team's practice squad. We got a chance to hit the hardwood while they were at practice, helping the women prepare for the game against Utah. Take a look. The UW women's basketball program practices vigorously to get ready for their games. And to help them prepare, their practice team, also known as the White Squad, steps on the court to help.
So when they come to practice, the biggest thing is just being able to pick up the other team's plays really fast, being able to be coached. So taking Coach Morrison or Coach Castro's, whatever they have them doing, the plays, or even just in drills if they're supposed to do like certain things in drills, or if they're supposed to emulate a player that, okay, every time she gets the ball, she's going to go over her right shoulder or whatever. Being able to just have them tell them that and do it right away. So being able to pick it up really fast.
The squad gives players a more realistic view into game-like situations, but practice is not only a way to keep both sets of players in tip-top shape. According to Colin Farley, it has exceeded his expectations.
I didn't really expect a whole lot coming in. I had no idea what to expect, honestly, and I'm still here 3 years later, coming almost every day, and it's been a great experience for me. Getting to keep playing basketball, staying involved, getting to know some great teammates and the girls as well.
One thing nice about being on the squad is not just that you get gear, but the bonds you build while on the team.
For everybody who's all played sports, the sports team is just a giant family. It's cool to just help the girls out and then see how they do in the games. You get that personal connection with them.
When talking to Megan Osmer, Director of Basketball Operations, she also mentioned a bit about the squad's impact.
It's just huge. It's huge for our girls to be able to play offense and defense and not have to worry about running the other team's, I have to run the other team's offense for, the second team to be able to play against it. It's no, White Squad, that's what they do. So then all of our girls can learn what defense we're doing. They can all do what offense we're doing and just focus. They can just focus on us and let White Squad be the focus on what the opponent does. So that's big time.
All in all, the help the squad gives is appreciated amongst the program.
They're just such a big help. And sometimes, obviously, you've got some guys that maybe it's a little unrealistic because they're taller, they're stronger, and you get your shot blocked every day. But at the same time, it makes you better.
The guys also support the women on and off the court, but you can definitely see this at their games.
I love when they come. It puts a smile on my face just because it's so cool for them to have that Arizona's running, that's the plays they were running. I think that's really cool for them to see, oh man, I know that play, or we ran that, or that's the girl that I was in practice all week. So I think coming to the games is really cool for them just to see. You kind of see the product of what they helped us do all week. So it is really cool when they come.
The men try to make as many practices as they can, and sometimes the practice agenda is based on how many can come that day. So next time you're at a women's basketball game, you can probably catch them in the front row rooting for them. And if not, know that behind our tenacious women's basketball team is a strong and dedicated White Squad.
Hi, I'm Colin Farley. This week, I met with REBATEnsemble, a theatre group made up of students and alumni. We sat down to watch a rehearsal and discuss their unconventional style ahead of a 3-day run at the Cafe on the Ave.
On the third floor of Hutchinson Hall, Tom Dang and his REBATEnsemble have been working tirelessly for the last 5 weeks on their show, Cafe Dante. Unlike most theatre pieces, however, this performance will take place in the Cafe on the Ave, without a stage.
That right now, I'm really into like taking theater to the people. Like, here's a show. You just happen to be there, and there's a show. I'm more interested in making art visible than art profitable at the moment.
REBATEnsemble is doing so by keeping tickets donation-based while using Kickstarter.com to fund themselves. The group's main focus seems to be creating an environment that frees them from categorization while strongly encouraging a free flow of ideas and concepts in an attempt to avoid any of the confines of a more traditional theater company.
We never wanted it to be a theater company. Because a theater company to me is an organization, and it has like, a very strict structure. Like we'll plan money for this, then we'll have a season, then we'll do this, then we'll campaign for this. I'm talking about ensemble, as in like just a pool of actors that are ready to go at any second.
These abstract ideals and styles have reflected themselves in the piece, especially in its creation.
It is improv during the rehearsal process, and then we actually make a set script.
It's been difficult because we didn't have a format for the way that we decided to do this. We just had Tom and I arguing over the best way to do it.
The whole idea of the script, change it every week. Really? Yeah, but that was so exciting, and it's so challenging to just let go and let everything happen and just be there and do it.
Challenges aside, REBATEnsemble have managed to put together a fairly innovative and creative story. When coupled with a few musical numbers and some excellent acting, it makes for quite an enjoyable experience. The ensemble is made up of students and alumni, who have certainly been positively influenced by UW's drama school.
The School of Drama, the strength of it is the fact that they are so open to you branching off and figuring yourself out. It lacks a structure, where it's but it doesn't need one because it's not a conservatory. It's not like one guy is heading like this is how you act, which is the brilliant part of the School of Drama.
UTS, it's very planned, very organized. So you have 6 days a week rehearsal, always to the same time, and here it's really more, okay, I can come in, let's meet, have a coffee and talk about it, let's write, rewrite.
It does push the students who want to be performers to figure themselves out and learn their way. And what the UW does is it gives you chances to figure that out. It always starts with being a student, learning, and then there's always that mentality of maybe pleasing your teacher or whatever, but you break out of that. Every artist breaks out of that and they figure out what they want to do. We focus on Dante, our female lead named Diana, and she has suffered some trauma that we don't realize until the end. And she's a writer, and she creates these fictitious characters like she is now, but for some reason she puppeteers them all into tragedy. We don't know why. We just know that she's orchestrating them into just falling apart.
The performance has not failed to deliver. The amount of effort put in to produce the show and the enthusiasm and artistic ability of the ensemble's members is exciting. One can only hope that this style of freelance drama group flourishes on campus, and that the refreshing creativity of Rebate continues to captivate its audiences.
Recession-era broke-ass theater ensemble.
Performances will take place on January 17th, 18th, 19th at 7 p.m. at the Cafe on the Ave.
8 brass monkeys from the ancient sacred crypts of Egypt. 9 apathetic, sympathetic, diabetic old men on roller skates. 9 apathetic, sympathetic, diabetic old men on roller skates.
Hey there, I'm John Stolarczuk. On this week's Film Focus, Alex and I took a look at the Oscar nominees. So sit back, relax, and get ready for some films. Hello there, I'm John.
And I'm Alex.
Welcome to Film Focus. Award season is upon us. On January 16th, the Oscar nominations were announced. Now, this was sort of a strange year for the Academy. A lot of big snubs, a lot of big surprises as well. Our first snub is Saving Mr. Banks, who did not get a Best Picture nomination, though a lot of people thought it would. In addition, Emma Thompson didn't get a Best Actress nomination, even though she was very funny in her portrayal of P.L. Travers.
Instead, the Dallas Buyers Club, the movie starring Matthew McConaughey, did get a Best Picture nomination.
All right.
Yeah, that's right. It was a very loaded year in the movies. It was a great year for the movies, Alex.
Oh yeah.
But there were a lot of movies out by acclaimed directors, and Ethan and Joel Coen and Spike Jonze just couldn't get a nomination this year. Moving on to Best Actors, everyone thought that Robert Redford from All Is Lost would get a nomination, but he did not, and neither did Tom Hanks from Captain Phillips.
Two veterans.
Two veterans indeed. But instead, Christian Bale took it for American Hustle, which is a very funny. It's a very funny role for Christian Bale.
It's not such of a surprise that Bale's getting a nomination, but the fact that he's getting a nomination in a comedic movie.
Right, I agreed.
It's got to be the best we've ever done.
For a surprise, Jonah Hill in The Wolf of Wall Street, the new Scorsese flick, it was amazing. He did a great job. He's a comedic actor. This was a comedy movie, but he played his character very realistically, and he was very true to his character. So he did a great job. He surprised us with his acting abilities.
Yeah, him and those huge chompers too. Tombstone's more like. Best Actresses, we mentioned Emma Thompson earlier, but it was a bit of a surprise that Amy Adams got in. This was sort of a six potential nominees for only 5 slots. So,
yeah.
Thompson ended up being the odd woman out.
Amy Adams, she's been everywhere the past couple.
Past
5 years or so.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's actually her 5th nomination in 9 years for Amy Adams. Hard to believe. But this is her first Best Actress rather than Best Supporting Actress nomination. And then, in the Best Supporting Actresses, Oprah ended up not getting a nomination for her portrayal of...
Oprah? How can you do that to Oprah?
It's Oprah, okay. In Lee Daniels' The Butler, where Sally Hawkins did in Blue Jasmine, which is a brilliant Woody Allen film.
Woody Allen, my man. All right, so John, if you could hand out 3 awards for Best Picture, how would you hand them out?
Oh, that's a good one. Luckily, I wrote it out right here. My first one I would give to American Hustle. It's incredibly enjoyable, a thrill ride the whole way, and really just incredible acting, I thought, from all the leads. Bradley Cooper, Amy Adams, Jenny Lawrence, Christian Bale, Jeremy Renner, Louis C.K. is even great in that movie. David O. Russell just has a habit of getting the best out of his actors.
And that was all reflected in the nominations, of course.
Totally, yeah. He was actually the first director ever to have 2 straight years of getting an actor or actress nominated in all 4 major categories. My second favorite movie of the year was Her, Spike Jonze's modern, soulful romance movie, great cinematography. It was based in Los Angeles, but it was actually filmed in Singapore, which is an interesting fact.
Interesting.
Yeah, set in the not-so-distant future. It was great. And then my third favorite is Inside Llewyn Davis, which was a portrait of a struggling musician in the 60s. Lots of incredible music. Justin Timberlake was in that. Awesome cinematography there as well.
And not even nominated.
Not even nominated.
I'm leaving in the first hour of the...
Thanks for watching another Film Focus. I'm John.
I'm Alex.
And look for us next time as we release our Oscar predictions.
Remember, kids, don't do drugs.
Do not do drugs. Not like Wolf of Wall Street.
Hi, I'm Alex Bosco. And this week, we're taking a look at some of the great opportunities here at UW for Husky Winter sports. I talked with Morgan Duffy, the president of a Husky ski team, and we hit the slopes and had a great time.
Sitting in the wet, rainy streets of Seattle, one could only dream to see sights such as these. But truth is, any UW student could be here doing exactly this for absolutely free. The Husky Snowboard Team and Husky Winter Sports are both outrageous organizations that help students get up to the mountains with barely any charge. The Husky Snowboard Team is a rideshare program that costs a one-time fee of $25, which will set you up with gas reimbursements for the whole year. Not only that, but they also take 3 annual trips to Whistler, BC. One of the favorite destinations of the Husky Snowboard Team is Stevens Pass. Stevens Pass is about 1.5 hours outside of Seattle and is one of the best skiing locations in Washington. The Husky Snowboard Team helps you get hooked up with rides and helps you connect with different people that you normally wouldn't in a school setting. Another really cool thing about the Husky snowboard team is the fact that every time you go up will be different. So you might be free skiing and just doing some shredding around the groomers one day, and then the next day you might be hitting some freestyle terrain. But if that doesn't sound like it's for you and you want to choose an even less expensive option, Husky Winter Sports is a group that is designed to train students into becoming ski instructors at Snoqualmie Pass. You will then train kids and teach them lessons in exchange for free days of skiing up at the hill. With just a few short days of evaluations and recruitment, you'll be ready in no time to start training some kids. Both are very solid and mildly laid back ways to get involved if you love the wintry outdoors. But for those of you with a need for speed, camaraderie, and of course a lot of fun, the Husky Ski Team could be right for you. I sat down with the president of the Husky Ski Team and she gave me the lowdown on what the team's up to.
So I'm Morgan Duffy. I'm the president of the Husky Ski Team, and we are a alpine ski racing club here on campus. So we have a bunch of alpine ski racers who have been racing for a long time, and we also have people who just love to ski and who just wanted to try out competitive ski racing because it's a fun sport. And so it's a lot of people who just like skiing and who enjoy skiing together. So we try to go up during the winter 2 times a week. We go up Wednesday and Thursday nights after when everyone's done with school. Unfortunately this year there hasn't been enough snow, so we haven't been able to race yet or train up there and put in gates. On average during the season we'll go to about 6 different mountains because we do a fall camp. Fall, I say fall in quotation marks because it's at the end of the fall quarter, so it's December. We'll go to just go free skiing for 3 days somewhere. So last year we went to, this year and last year we went to Mount Bachelor. During the year we have 4 races, or during the winter we have 4 races, and that's 4 different places. So we've had it at Alpental, we've had it at 49 degrees near Spokane, we've had one in Brundage, Idaho, Bogus, Idaho, and then last year in regionals it was all the way in Montana. I'd say the main goal is to ski and have fun. It's really the main point of our team. Competing is a big part of it, but it's no longer competing individually. With that perspective, it's more about cheering on your teammates and having fun with all the other schools than actually winning. And having fun while skiing, it's kind of hard not to do. So I'd say that's definitely the main goal of our club, is just to make sure that people are having fun doing one of the best sports, I think. The University of Washington is a really large school, and some people get really lost, and they're not able to they just feel like they're drowning in 600 people classes, and they don't know where they're going. There's so many majors, whatever. And I found that the Husky Ski Team is really a place to find friends, network with people, and really find that the university isn't actually that big. And so I definitely recommend that if people love skiing and they love to have fun, they definitely check it out, because I've met some of my best friends in the Husky Ski Team, and it also is a lot bigger than just the University of Washington. I get to meet people from Oregon State and even places all over the country like Brown and Penn State. When we went to nationals last year and 2 years ago, I got to meet people from all over the country, which is something I don't think a lot of other clubs have. So we do the student activity fair. That's pretty much our biggest recruitment opportunity. And so we'll put out a table and kind of advertise our club there, talking to people and seeing how, what they like to do, and if they like skiing, telling them about the club and telling them kind of the logistics of our club, and if they like it, they can sign up and we'll email them. And we do 2 informational meetings at the beginning of the year where they can come and meet the coach and we give them kind of the lowdown of, you know, the races and how much it would cost, because skiing is an expensive sport, and so we want to let them know, you don't have to pay money for lift tickets and stuff, but it's worth it because of the people, of the sport itself, and the places we get to go. So that's pretty cool.
Well, that's all I have for today. And remember, stay healthy, get active, go outside. See you next time, folks.
Hi, my name's Simon Fox. Before we let you guys go tonight, we're going to preview a couple segments that'll air 2 weeks from now that are feature stories a little bit more involved. We hope you enjoy. Coming up on the next episode of the Daily's Double Shot.
If I'm defining fine by my line to grind with nobody else in mind, then I'm only doing crime.
We sit down with spoken word artist John Eckloff to hear some of his incendiary poetry, as well as learn the message and inspiration behind his fiery words. Next, we get a look behind the sheet metal down at the Formula SAE pit, where students are designing and manufacturing race cars to compete with in the spring.
Well, that's all the content we have for you today, but make sure to get excited for our upcoming features. Until then, check us out online at dailyuw.com/doubleshot. Thanks again for joining us today, and we hope to see you next time on the Daily's Double Shot.